because again, the whole purpose is not to cook them. It's already cooked. You just want to add a little bit of color to it. So I'm just constantly moving the sausages around so all the sides are getting exposed to the heat. Moving it so that not one sausage is in like a high heat area. So it's like kind of even distribution all around. As you can see, it's now starting to kick up. So I'm just going to turn the heat down a little bit. Yeah, you get that nice look to it now. And again, like I said, 30 to 60 seconds, not too long. My sausages are done, so I'm actually taking them off the heat. And as I start to splatter, I'm actually going to transfer them back to that plate. I'm actually going to get fresh napkin on it, because it was covered in that juice. So just get that fresh napkin going. And as you can see over here, I am now just taking it off so it can kind of drain out the oil off of it. And I can let it cool down a bit because I will be using it later on in this recipe. I just don't need it right this second. So I'll put my pan off to the side there. And I'm going to put these sausages off to the side so they're out of the way. Okay. So now we're going to prep the ingredients for the sauce, for the stew. So I'm actually going to be using a cutting board, and for that I'm going to do just half of an onion. So I have that remaining half white onion from my last recipe. I'm going to use that up. Just get that out here. My knife. Now, like I said last time, when you're cutting onions or when you're cutting any vegetables, always remember to curl your fingers in so you're running the knife against your knuckles. That way you prevent yourself, if your fingers like this, you can accidentally cut them and bleed, and you know, you don't want to do that. No one wants to hurt themselves. You always got to be careful. So here now, I'm just going to proper knife safety, always gotta be careful. Now you can cut your onions as thick as you want, as thin as you want. Some people even like to do diced onions, and that's personal preference. I prefer to do like the whole half onion because you get a little bit more bite to it, a little bit more flavor, whereas, and it's a little bit easier to do instead of all the diced. And I mean, I could try doing diced next time in the recipe if that's what you guys want to see. And because I have a lot of ingredients going on, I'm actually cutting my onions a little bit thinner here. And when you get to the edge here again, just flip it down so you can cut into it like this way so you're not getting so close to your fingers. So this is quite a bit of onion, but I am doing a large quantity this time around because I will share some of this with my family. Just cut that a little bit. They just slice this up so it's a little bit smaller pieces so it's not too big and overwhelming in the dish. Okay, so that's our onions right there, and you're done with the knife, so I'm actually going to get a bowl to put all this into. little bit at the end here, so I'm gonna cut that off so it breaks up. It's edible there. Okay, so you have your onions off to the side. So we're done with the cutting board, and put that away. Okay, so now that we have that done, the next step is to work on that sauce. So again, same principle like last time. We're going to start off by sauteing the onions first, get them nice and translucent, wilted, let them get their aroma out so everything smells more fresher. Then I'm going to add a little bit of garlic to it, and I'm going to do it correctly as opposed to last time where I added the garlic first. I'm doing the onions first so I can get that burst of garlic flavor at the end. And then I'm going to add the sauce, and we'll go from there. Now, last time I used a frying pan, or a higher frying pan. This time I'm going to use a larger pot because I am making a larger quantity, and the fish cakes are, there's a lot more fish cake and a lot more rice cake. Now, the thing is, with fish cake and rice cake, you want to deep prep that in advance. So I actually defrosted my fish cake and my rice cake overnight, so it's soft and ready to use today. Otherwise, you're working with frozen fish cake unless you can get fresh, but that I don't know. For me, this was a little last minute spontaneous thing, so I decided to do it with my frozen stuff. So again, I'm going to turn the heat on, get this pan nice and warm, and then we're going to add a little bit of oil to it again. So while that's